Mr. Biden's speech lasted 73 minutes. In it, the president pleaded with lawmakers of both parties to help him finish the job of restoring the economy in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. Allison Harris is live this morning from the White House with how both sides are reacting. Allison, there were cheers and jeers, but also a few punches from the president.
Yeah, you played that clip off the top, Nick, where we saw, if I can call it negotiations on the debt ceiling in real time. The president really reining in a raucous Congress, hecklers from the far right talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, yelling things at the president as they're negotiating back and forth. And the president taking that moment to make a joke about converting some of these Republicans. It was a long and lively State of the Union address. The president combative at times, as I mentioned. And we're hearing from White House staff this morning that they feel like the president did what he set out to do, speaking directly to the American people, at one point saying, I know some of you feel forgotten by jobs going overseas. We're restoring pride to jobs and to the workforce. Of course, the jobs market, a bright spot for this president. The president really making the point clear that he is not finished yet, but look how far the country has come.
Biden declaring in his second State of the Union address that the country is emerging from the crisis of COVID stronger and more resilient.
2 years ago, the economy was reeling. I stand here tonight after we've created, with the help of many people in this room, 12 million new jobs, more jobs created in 2 years than any president's created in 4 years.
The president speaking directly to working middle-class Americans, promising to restore manufacturing jobs, rebuild federal roads and bridges with American-made construction materials, and insisting the supply chain for chips will soon begin and end in the U.S.
Today, we're in the strongest position in decades to compete with China or anyone else in the world.
President Biden confronting China.
Make no mistake about it. As we made clear last week, if China threatens our sovereignty, we will act to protect our country, and we did. Name me a world leader who changed places with Xi Jinping. Name me one. Name me one.
And pledging unyielding support to Ukraine's ambassador to the U.S.
Because we're going to stand with you as long as it takes.
The president recognizing the parents of Tyree Nichols when demanding police reform and acknowledging the father of a 20-year-old who overdosed on fentanyl when announcing new investments at the border. The president focusing on one repeated futuristic phrase.
Let's finish the job.
A possible launching pad for a run for re-election in 2024.
But there's so much more to do. We got to finish the job. Well, let's finish the job. There's more to do.
The president saying he wants to finish that job with bipartisanship.
Fighting for the sake of fighting. Power for the sake of power. Conflict for the sake of conflict gets us nowhere.
As fighting broke out mid-speech on negotiations over the debt ceiling.
Some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority. Let me give you, anybody who doubts it, contact my office. I'll give you a copy. I'll give you a copy of the proposal. That means Congress doesn't vote. Well, I'm glad to see you. And I tell you, I enjoy conversion.
The president finally manipulating a rowdy crowd of Congress. Republicans and Democrats cheering against cutting spending for those social programs.
Social Security and Medicare is off the books now, right? They're not to be stopped. All right. We got unanimity.
That's the moment everyone's going to remember from this State of the Union address. Now, as for the Republican response, we heard from a familiar face, the new governor of Arkansas, a former spokesperson for the Trump administration, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Here's some of what she had to say.
In the radical left's America, Washington taxes you and lights your hard-earned money on fire. But you get crushed with high gas prices, empty grocery shelves, and our children are taught to hate one another on account of their race, but not to love one another or our great country. The Biden administration seems more interested in woke fantasies than the hard reality Americans face every day.
Sanders also saying that it's time for a new generation of Republican leadership. She is the youngest governor in the U.S. It is interesting to hear her say that as a former member of the Trump administration. Republicans focusing in their response on record inflation, record illegal immigration, record crime, focusing on those records that the president does not want to focus on, Nick.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.